Imagine standing on a beach, waves creeping closer every single passing year. Entire nations face this terrifying reality as rising seas threaten to erase them. Climate change is melting ice sheets, pouring massive amounts of water into oceans. Scientists warn some countries may vanish completely within the next 100 years. The Maldives, a paradise of turquoise waters, sits barely above the sea's surface. Just 2 meters of sea level rise could drown most islands of the Maldives. Kiribati, scattered across the Pacific Ocean, is another nation slowly sinking beneath waves. Its government has already purchased land in Fiji, planning for future relocation. Tuvalu, home to around 12,000 people, could become entirely uninhabitable by 2100. Saltwater is seeping into farmlands, poisoning crops, leaving families without food security. Rising seas don't only swallow land, they also erase unique cultures and traditions. Islanders speak languages passed down for centuries, now endangered alongside their homelands. Children growing up here may never inherit the land their ancestors once walked. Entire cemeteries are washed away, leaving families heartbroken, losing history to the sea. In the Marshall Islands, tides now regularly flood homes, schools, and community centers. Every storm surge carries the risk of permanent destruction for fragile island nations. Imagine waking each morning wondering if today your village will still exist. Some residents build makeshift seawalls, but waves eventually crash through with unstoppable force. Experts say adaptation costs are enormous, far beyond what small nations can afford. International support is crucial, yet global action often moves slower than the tide. These disappearing nations are also climate refugees, people forced to abandon ancestral homes. Unlike other migrants, they can never return because their countries might not exist. Some leaders are already digitizing culture, preserving songs, rituals, and stories online forever. Others argue for legal recognition of nations without territory in international law. The question remains, if land vanishes, does a country cease to exist? Rising seas challenge our definitions of sovereignty, nationality, and even human identity itself. For islanders, the crisis is not tomorrow's threat. It's today's reality. Climate scientists describe these nations as the world's front line for environmental survival. Watching their struggle is like witnessing the Earth sending desperate warning signals. If seas erase islands now, what will happen to major coastal cities? Cities like Miami, Jakarta, and Shanghai already face flooding similar to these islands. What happens in the Maldives today could be New York's tomorrow, experts warn. Small island nations are the canaries in the coal mine of climate change. Their loss would symbolize humanity's failure to protect its most vulnerable communities. But their resilience also shows us strength, hope, and determination against impossible odds. Islanders sing, dance, and share stories, refusing to let waves silence them. They remind the world, protecting islands means protecting the future of everyone. Each rising tide is both a tragedy and a powerful global wake-up call. These countries are fighting with voices, demanding urgent cuts in global carbon emissions. Without action, millions may lose homes, identities, and cultures within our lifetimes. The ocean is beautiful, but for them, it is also mercilessly hungry. Every centimeter of sea rise swallows more beaches, houses, and childhood memories. Imagine losing your birthplace, watching it disappear beneath the horizon forever. Some scientists suggest artificial islands, floating cities, or massive engineering as solutions. Yet none truly replace the land where generations have lived and died. Home is more than geography. It is memory, spirit, and belonging. The fate of these nations depends on choices humanity makes in coming decades. Will we let their voices drown or rise with them together? The story of disappearing islands is the story of humanity's shared destiny. And maybe, just maybe, saving them means saving ourselves from the same future.